Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tate. I'm originally from Winona, Mississippi. Currently live in Madison, Mississippi, and I work for C-Spire.
Good. Okay, Tim, tell us a little bit about your spiritual background growing up.
Okay. Well, growing up, I didn't have much of a background to say. I knew very little about the Bible. I could count the number of times I went to church on one hand. I was never involved in a Sunday school class and experienced that side in my spiritual journey. I say all that to feel like I knew about God from my mom and dad. They told me who He was, who Jesus was, and what was required of me to be a follower in Christ. But I never had that formal sit down, crack open the Bible, and dig in type deal.
Yeah.
I never experienced that.
So not much real Bible training or learning or anything like that along the way?
No. Most of my Bible itself, probably into the last 5 years or so, when I tried to crack it open, it would make an awful noise. You know, it had rarely been opened.
Yeah.
And I'm ashamed to say that now, but
Yeah.
that's just how it was.
Good. Okay. Okay, so Tim, tell me a little bit about how you got plugged into YBL and what impact that has had on your life.
I initially learned about YBL, it was through work. It was a coworker's invite to one of the spring luncheons. I've since attended two, and those luncheons led to a Bible study group that YBL supports. Most of us know is concentrating on the majors. I got involved with that probably out of curiosity more than anything. I wanted to know more about the Bible. My background, there wasn't much knowledge there. I wanted to know more about the stories, the facts, and probably more importantly, make sure I wasn't missing anything. So I signed up, became involved in that, and through that class has learned a ton. I learned facts about the Bible that I didn't know, and I've shared with others, and come to find out they didn't know either, so that made me feel pretty good. I know that there's facts such as there's a 400-year gap between the Old and New Testament where God didn't speak. In the past, I thought the Bible maybe was just a bunch of stories of guys telling their relationship with God. I know now that it's God's spoken word through those individuals, and it's His word in the Bible. I know that the Bible is unique and it never contradicts itself. Items like that I never knew until I sat in on this Bible study.
And I know one of the things that we dwelled on in the class is about how to be sure about your salvation, and you've indicated to me in the past that study has really helped you in that particular area. Is that right?
Yeah, tremendously. Honestly, I thought I knew. There's a lot of things you think you know, and probably personal pride and everything else maybe kept me from exploring those questions I had a little bit deeper. But you asked us two questions in this class, one of which was on a scale of 1 to 10, how sure you're going to heaven, and if you were standing at the gates and God asked, why should I let you in, what would be your answer? And I vividly remember that day when you asked, I had to think and I hesitated. And by going through this class, I feel today sitting here that I can answer those questions without hesitation. And as big of those two questions are, that has probably single-handedly made the biggest impact in my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And lastly, what as far as just you feel like I know you've said this, but you're learning more and more about the Bible now, and you feel more comfortable in that particular area as well.
Yeah, one of the bigger things this class has also done, it's drawn me closer to God. I feel I feel like I'm not just reading a book. It's allowed me I guess maybe I've heard people just say it's made me a seeker, and I feel more compelled to open other books and try to find out more about God. Since then, I'm not a big reader, but I've started reading several books. One of you mentioned Knowing God by J.I. Packer and stuff like that, just to get more of an insight and maybe grow my knowledge and get to know God on any level possible. And I dare to say without going through this class, I would probably be stuck in the same result
Yeah,
and going down the same path I had before.
great. Thanks for being willing to do this.
You're welcome.